Guys, I just finished a night shift and I just wanted to eat with you guys because I don't have anyone to eat with because I'm so fucking lonely. Um, but I just wanted to get on here and just eat and talk. What am I eating? I got this from work. It's a it's a egg McMuffin. I don't usually eat eggs from McDonald's. I don't eat eggs from nowhere because I don't play like that. Like I don't even like eggs like that because like my fart finna be stanky and like princesses don't fart. Like did you ever see Ariel 2? No, you didn't. But I'm just gonna give it a try because I just want to try something new. Bismillah. Girl. Yep. I see why I don't eat this. It's honestly not that bad. Mm. Um. I feel my body tensing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. 0 out of 10. But honestly, guys, like, I feel like, once again, I always say this, but then I always end up feeling like shit again, and it's crazy, but I feel like finally I'm getting back to myself, and maybe I'm gonna jinx it again, because every time I say I'm getting back to myself, I start fucking losing myself fucking again. But I hope this could stay. I'm not the happiest, but I'm not the saddest, so I guess, like, it's not that bad. But it's just that I tell myself, like, well, you know, you can't always feel better than this. And it's true, you can, you know. Why feel good when you could feel great? But for me, it's like, I don't even feel good usually. That's why, even just feeling good, like, I'll take it because it's not something that I feel all the time. So I'm pretty content with at least for a little bit feeling okay, feeling good, like not feeling as bad as I usually do. I'm still working like a dog. Well, that's because, you know, what else? What else would I do? I don't have friends that really invite me anywhere or friends that always include me in their plans. Like, yeah, sometimes I am invited. I'll definitely give props where it's due, but for the most part, it's like, it's just me. You know, it's just me. It's always me here in these videos. It's always me in this room, you know, like, there's not really, like, there's no one there, like, you know, it's like, it's always me, you know, the caller and the receiver. And it's sad. You know, it's sad being this alone, of course, but, you know, it's become my reality, you know, like, you're sad about it, but, like, regardless of you being sad, it doesn't fix it, you know. Same thing about when you're complaining, you know, you sit there and you're complaining, and what's changing? Nothing, so why even complain? And for me, it's just that when you are in a certain, like, situation for a long time, yeah, it does get tiring, I'll admit it. But then, you know, when I find other people, you know, I'm just like, wow, maybe I am better off alone. I don't even care to say it. Maybe I am better off just having the peace of mind of just dealing with me and not having anyone, like, wrecking my peace or just like bringing bad to my life because they're a bad person. And I do believe like people could change, but it takes like a strong heart to actually do it. Because sometimes to some people, you can sit by them and you can comfort them and you can tell them like things will get better, like just take it day by day. And then what happens is they get back in front of a crowd and well, it's time to perform. And all those words and all the time that you spent trying to help them, they throw it right out the window and then they're back to stage one. They're back to what they started as. And well, it's not normal, but it's really like crowd control, Not everybody is immune to it. And some people, they're just so used to being in a certain place that just becomes home. Just like me, I'm so used to just sitting here alone that it's become a safe space. Yeah, it's not everything I want, but it's something that I have to deal with. The same way people who want to fit in and just be in crowds and just want to be seen so badly is that even if it's not what they genuinely want, regardless, they're going to realize that, well, at least I feel like I'm accepted somewhere. And me, I could never be that person because, I've always struggled during my whole life being accepted. That's why I realized that even if no one else will accept me, at least the person who I go to sleep with, the person I wake up with, the person I see in the mirror is always going to be content with the person that's there, and that's me. So as long as I accept myself, I never had to really care about anyone else doing it because I'm happy. It's my life. I'm happy with the person that's there. So why should it matter about anybody else, And that's when you truly stop living for other people. That's when you get away from the crowd control. Once you get accustomed and actually comfortable with just being with yourself and actually just dealing with yourself and being there for yourself, that's when you realize that these people, they don't matter anymore because who's there? You are. I'm always there, When I'm breaking down, I'm feeling like shit. When I'm fucking sitting there wailing, like crying out for help, You're sitting there drowning with your hands in the air just waiting for someone to come. And then you realize, well, there's no one. There's no one coming and it's just you saving yourself every time. And that's when you turn your back on the world. Because you realize no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you beg for help, some people, they just don't care. And what really had me turn my back on the world is when I realized that, strangers weren't going to be there. And, what I thought is that at least maybe I'd have my family. And of course I have my cousins, but, when they're younger than you, it's kind of hard to find like guidance in someone younger because they even haven't even experienced like the vast majority of what you experience. So you look for things in like an elder, like a parent, and it hurts when the wise is what we call them, when the ones with knowledge we look to for help, and when it's a family relative who's older and they close that door in your face, that's when it genuinely hurts. And that's when you realize that even if it wasn't water from a stranger, as long as it was blood, it would matter. And even when it's not blood, that's when you realize that it's nothing. It's nothing, it's just you. But it became my normal. I wish a lot that, I had that parent to talk to. I do, but one thing about some parents is that they're so used to the old ways, you know. Back in my days, it wasn't like that. Back in my days, this. When I was that age, this what we were doing, and this, and this. And when I was your age, I had my own house. Look at the economy we're in, you know? Before, that house that you fucking got was probably like fucking, you're paying like fucking what, $600, $500 in rent. Nowadays, if I want to go get a place by myself, I'm paying like 1K and fucking more. Well, how am I supposed to do that with a minimum wage salary, you know? Like, y'all was doing that with a minimum wage salary. And that's the difference. Even for like things about like yourself and who you are, you know? I get in the old days it wasn't normal and it wasn't normalized, but it still existed, and to some people it was their normal, you know? And it's about embracing what we can't change, you know? It's about being open-minded, and that's how a lot of people are, though. They're closed-minded. That's why when they see something new, they're ready to just like push those old beliefs on you. And it's like, babes, who is you? You know, who are you? And it's like, it's sad to see how single-minded people is. It's sad to see how the way someone wants to live in their truth can affect others and make them want to hate on them. And what really kills me is that when it's the big believers in religion who come down and they shit on you. And it's like, I know I've read the Quran. I'm not finished, I'll admit, but I've read it. And so far I haven't gotten to a verse where it says that we're meant to hate each other and to force belief down the other person's throat and to push it on them to the point of, not in a good way where you're just speaking about like your experience with religion, but to the point where like you're trying to shove your beliefs down their throat by making you like not like them, like saying, oh, like what you're going through, it's not right, you know? Or like those backhanded compliments like, oh, you could be this, but like at the end of the day you're always going to be this because of who you are. It's like, don't even spoon feed me anything if I'm just gonna, you're forcing me to eat fucking poison. Like, I don't even want it anymore. And it's like, a lot of people are like that, and it's like, it's sad when it's your parents who are like that, because, you know, like, you don't think I wish like I had, at least if I had no one like having like parents to talk to, you know, that would be always nice, because like at least the person you're with all the time, like you could talk to and confide in. But it's just that when I open up to parents, like I just feel judged, and I don't like being judged. And that's another reason why I just isolate myself, because when I'm just with me, like I'm not judging myself, like I'm not talking about myself or saying that I should be like this or should be like that. And it's like, I try to change for the longest of time, but I realized that no matter how much I tried, like the person who I am, it was just who I was always going to be. And no matter what I try to do, no matter the person I try to be, I couldn't escape the reality of being me. So that's why I just got like, I had to become content with it, because I realized that these people you want to live for are people that don't even care about you. But the person who you want to be is the person who's always going to be right in front of you, the person who's always present, the person who's always there with you during your heartbreak. So why not be true to the one person who's always in front of you? And that's why I started living for me. This crowd of people who don't give a fuck. You're a toy. You go in front of them, they play with your trinkets, they see your tricks, and they only want to play when you're there. When you're not there, I don't give a fuck anymore. They're not thinking about you. No. Only when you're in front of them. And it's fucked up, but it's true. I'm tired. I'm very tired. I think so much, and well, it's one of my best traits, the thinking. It's what led me to YouTube. It's what led me to you guys and sitting up here and talking to you guys. So For people who say you overthink it, you think too much into things, you know? Look where it leads you. It leads you to great things. All that overthinking I did, it brought me here. And I love it. And every time I overthought and thunk too far into it, I was always right. Every time. Okay. Fuck everybody. When the world is burning, I'll still be the first person to save everyone. But let it have been me in that house, nobody was coming for me. And that's fine. I was gonna save myself anyways. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about for today. My meal is almost done. I have this left. I don't want to like keep talking because like I want to just finish my meal and like go to sleep and then go get my haircut, whatever. So that's all I have to say for today. I hope you guys enjoy this little eat time and talking time, and I very much enjoyed it, and the meal not so much, but talking to you guys, I always enjoy it. And if you guys are going to sleep now, good night. If you're getting up, good morning, and have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.